All right. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Jeremiah at moredirectbooking.com, and I have the pleasure today to speak with Judith Culp Pearson. Hey, Judy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me, and really thank you so much for bringing this subject to light. Today, we're going to talk about how to create Bachelorette health and wellness retreats. And this is such a great idea. You know, as a man, I didn't really catch on to this, but as you showed me what this is all about with your 30 years in the health and beauty industry, a light bulb went on. This is a huge opportunity. So today, what we're going to do is help everybody understand what the opportunity is, what the size is, and then we're also going to show you in this webinar how to take advantage of it. So with that, I will turn it over to you, Judy. Why does health and wellness make sense for hotels?
Well, your property may already be offering weddings, but you may not be capitalizing on the wellness bridal escapes that are becoming very, very popular. In my 30 years experience in the spa and beauty industry, wellness is such a part of that. It's the norm. You don't even think about experiencing it or the impact that you may be having on the people that you're touching. So it's just there. It's part of it. Early in my own career, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. That was pretty terrifying. Surgery, and then it seemed like just endless months of chemotherapy. After the longest 10 months of my life, I'll never forget when the doctor told me I was done. I could get back to being a normal person. The very first thing I did was a wellness escape with friends, although I didn't use that word or even think of it like that at the time, I was just getting away, having some fun, relaxing, being normal. I felt like a kid at Disneyland for the very first time. Came back home, dove into life, and I was charged up and ready to move forward. That whole experience was very, very powerful and really moved me forward. And I think that wellness escapes, just that is what they do for people, and we underestimate them. Today, the millennials are very interested in wellness, even more than any other segment of the market. They want wellness, they want de-stressing, and it's starting to impact the bridal market in a huge way. Instead of the wild parties that they used to go do, maybe take off to Las Vegas for a weekend and get weird and crazy, brides are looking for a different option, and more they're escaping with their bridesmaids, close friends, for a wellness retreat. It's been in Brides Magazine, which is the biggest, most popular magazine that brides read. It's not only been in there once, but twice in the last 12 months. I did some research. It's all over Pinterest. I did a Google search specifically for Bride Bachelorette Spa Retreat. It came back with 923,000 hits. This is serious interest in this situation. People are looking for it. Why? The girls get a chance to get together, they get pampered, they're relaxed, they can approach what is always an extremely stressful time in a new way. So this can have an impact.
Well, that is really great. And you've put together some slides that show hotels how they can cater to the experience that these bachelorettes are looking for. Let me see if I can move my slide here. Okay. There we go.
All right.
We go. Almost.
So, there we go. So
Okay.
it is all about the being with friends and the having memory experiences. And if you do it right, they won't want to go home. They are just going to have such a blast that they're just going to want to stay with you. So in addition to rooms and food and beverages, typical event is 3 days, but sometimes they'll do a week or more. But they want some maybe a time for a glass of wine, but they also want experiences and services. So these are going to be based on their interests. And
Okay.
I did some research online. Prices in the resorts are going to be much higher than what I might charge in my clinic. But this is what the spas are expecting to charge and what the price that the bride is going to run into. So if you're visiting a resort, you may join their giant group and attend a yoga class for maybe $20 an hour. But if you want your girls group to have their own private yoga class, they're probably going to pay $40 an hour a piece. Price just went up.
Yeah. How about a
So,
massage?
oh, a massage, yes. And spa resort massages are so wonderful. You're looking at probably $120 to $180 depending on the type of massage and its duration. Most massages are going to be 50 minutes, but some of them will be 80 minutes. And those are going to top the charts, and they could even be more than $180. And if you did something exotic like an Abhyanga four-handed massage where two technicians work on you, you're looking at closer to $300.
Wow, and that just really helps these brides to be get relaxed, get unstressed as they're going towards their wedding.
It's an
Money
absolute
well spent.
Yep, it's an absolutely relaxing experience. She just lets everything go and forgets all the worries and stresses and comes out just revitalized.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and we got to have the manicures and pedicures. Brides and the bridesmaids want beautiful toes and fingers, so they would probably do a deluxe manicure and pedicure. That's going to run them somewhere between $150 and $185 in services. So, and it can be a group activity.
Mm. I was going to say it looks like a bonding activity for people.
Exactly. Now, whether you'll have a mask on your face at the same time, you may be having a cup of tea or sipping a glass of wine and chatting with the girls.
Sounds great.
Activities. The millennials like to be active. And of course, if you're an average bride or bridesmaid, you want to be fit and toned and looking your very best for the wedding. So maybe they want to do something fun outdoors. They might decide on tennis lessons. Typically, these are going to run $65 for a half an hour session. And you can see the girls here are having fun learning and getting some tips from a pro.
Great.
Maybe you want to go paddleboarding. Paddleboarding is another fun thing to do. So they're all decked out here with their life vests on and learning about how to paddle around in the water, probably $50 an hour.
Excellent.
And then body treatments. Oh, yes. So we had our massage, but we want more. We want to be scrubbed and buffed and masked and have that body just as looking as exquisite as we can get it. So you never know what the dress is going to cover or have showing. So we want to be beautiful from head to toe. $150 to $300 depending on the treatment and the experience.
And from the man's point of view, it's really a gift that he's giving her. And instead of giving her a trip to Las Vegas where she's dancing with other guys, it's not received quite as well as.
Oh, he's got his girls in a good, safe place where they can't get themselves into too many situations that could cause problems when you get together for the wedding. And they're having a great time. And she's not going to be wound up and stressed out.
And she's going to be looking beautiful.
Looking beautiful. She's going to have that spa facial. They have things like diamonds and gold, and you never know what's going to be involved in one of the spa facials just for you. $125 to $175 is very typical.
Okay. Now, this one I've never seen before. Tell me what this is.
This is one of the Ayurvedic treatments. And what they're doing is they're drizzling warmed oil just above body temperature over the center of the forehead, and it's played back and forth across the forehead. It's called Shirodhara. And this is the most profoundly relaxing treatment I've ever experienced in my life. It can be done as a standalone treatment or as a conclusion to either a facial or a massage. fabulous experience. She will love it.
Wow. Very good. And I think this one is interesting.
Oh, yes. We talked about feeling fit and toned. She wants to fit perfectly in that wedding dress. This is presotherapy. It's about a 45-minute treatment. All she does is get zipped into this device, and it will work to improve lymph drainage and toning and firming the skin. And it can cause temporary inch loss. So she's all excited about looking her very best. This is an easy thing to do. And the attendant stays with you and monitors just to make sure everything is going well.
Great. So all the bride and all the bridesmaids, they want this because they're going to look great in their dresses.
Exactly.
Excellent. And one more.
One more?
Cooking.
Oh, yeah. Cooking classes. I love cooking classes. My girlfriend and I have taken cooking classes all over, everywhere we get a chance to stay. And they may do a private cooking class. It might be healthy eating. It might be using tips for using knives. It can be all sorts of things. So it might be a wellness cooking class. They might watch a demonstration, or in some classes, you actually get involved in preparing the meal. It would include some sort of whatever you're preparing. You always get to eat, and that's the fun part of a cooking class. So $75 to $200, depending on the type of class that would be offered and how long it lasts. And that is per person.
Oh, great. Excellent. I'm going to switch off this screen. So just a moment. There's just a little lag here. Pardon me.
I think one of the keys that during this whole process is the girls want to have a lot of fun, but they want to be as healthy as they can too, because they've got to fit in those dresses. They don't want food that things not so comfortable to wear.
That's so true. Just a sec. I'm going to turn off the screen. There's a little lag time. Just a moment. Okay. Back. I think that's a really good point. If bride-to-bees, they go to Las Vegas, they come back, they're hungover, they're tired, they're fatigued, they're kind of stressed out. That's not good for a wedding. They come back revived. They've had their time with their girlfriends. They've really just relaxed, de-stressed, looking thin, feeling healthy. It sets everything up for a really nice wedding.
It does. And if you happen to be the property where the wedding's going to be held, now they just come in a few days ahead of time, and you've got an add-on to the wedding that you're already offering. And she's there, she's rested, relaxed, greets everybody with a big smile, and all of this with no OTA fees.
That's very important. So let's talk about the size of the opportunity for hotels. What does this all mean to their bottom line?
Well, I don't know if anyone has looked or has a good idea the kind of dollars we're talking about. If not, let's catch them up to speed. So a typical group is probably 6 to 12. If it's a group of 6, there you might have the bride, the maid of honor, 4 attendants. Very typical, very common. But maybe she wants to include her mom, her sisters, the groom's mom, his sisters, best friends. It's pretty easy to come up with a group of 12 women. So for a 3-day event, of course, they'd be sharing rooms because they want a chance to visit and bond. They're going to have the rooms. They're going to have meals. They're going to be having beverage service for 3 days. So those are good, solid basics. But they're also going to want that spa package: massage, manicure, pedicure, body treatment, facial, at a minimum. We add a healthy cooking class with the meal, maybe give them a glass of wine spritzer, which is diluted wine and bubbly. There you go. So I did a little bit of research on this. A group of 6, the average price would probably be $1,255 a person. Multiply that by 6, you're talking $7,530 for a group of 6. If you've got a group of 12, now you're looking at over $15,000. And that's without upsells.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Very nice.
If you're a property that's got weddings on site, if you only had, let's say you had two weddings a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday. So if you normally have like eight weddings in a month, if only half of them did this, you could easily add 30,000 bottom to make one of these weekend celebrations turn into magic for your bottom line.
Excellent. And you also mentioned upsells. Can you tell us a little bit about what those are from your point of view?
Well, as a copywriter, I love finding and promoting the upsells, those little add on things that are going to make her experience unique and special. And what we offer would depend, or what you decide to offer is going to depend on your unique property. Where are you located? What is your setup? What's your situation? You might think about canoeing or kayaking or a guided walking tour, maybe a fantasy goddess shoot. Those can be a real moneymaker. Those specialty cooking classes, maybe a guided tour in either a wine tour regionally, locally there, maybe if you're located near the water, a water excursion, horseback riding, rock wall climbing, skiing. The list is just endless. Anything that caters to your locale and their interests, that's what you want to offer them.
Great.
So if they only picked one or two of the upsells, it'd be really easy to convert a group of 12 from 15,000 to 18,000 or more. So I think that sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that's a reasonable estimate. I mean, altogether, that's what $500-600 a day, $700 tops. That's not out of the question.
No,
not at all, and especially leading up to a woman's most important day, right?
Absolutely, and she sees that wedding as the most important event in her life.
Right, and all of this will also be added into the wedding book, and exactly. They can use those goddess photos for the wedding. Yeah, well, I do see the promise here, and then how do you make that happen? How can hotels? What can they do exactly? Can you walk us through how they can approach this business? How can they book it?
Absolutely. So I'm going to take you step by step through this. We're going to outline each step, and if you implement each one of these steps, then you're going to have a system that will attract those brides and help them from the moment they stumble across this to booking the visit and ready to go and come and experience what you have to offer.
Perfect. So Judy, sorry, I have a slide to illustrate this. I'm going to switch screens. It just takes a second.
Okay.
Okay. So starting at the landing page.
Perfect. We'll start at the bottom of that booking funnel and work up. So the landing page is where you need to start. This is where the bride can learn about what you're offering. We don't want her to get lost on your website. We want to make it really easy for her to not have to hunt for what she needs or what she's considering. We need to inspire her. Don't make her think about creating this. We want to make it really, really easy, and we want to make it easy for your team. You need to have it set up so it's very, very duplicatable and gives her a lot of information about what she can offer.
I really agree with that point, because for the sales team to try to describe an experience at a property is difficult enough, but to try to make a niche message is even harder. Now you're helpful enough. You grabbed this example. I want to show this to people so they can see what some hotels have done.
Exactly. And you'll see that they have done a great job with this. This is, we can always probably find some tweaks here or there, but they have made it super, super easy for the search engines to help her find this. And she knows it's just for her. It is
Hmm.
for bachelorettes. That's what we're doing here. And so they have the amenities. We see a lot of experience pictures. This is going to get her excited. She can see herself in that setting with her friends, having fun and
Hmm.
enjoying themselves. I think it's just, and it does have a great link on it so that she can get right in touch with their coordinator to get her set up to go.
Great. And when she sends this to her friend, it sends a really strong message like, hey, let's do this. Right?
Exactly. They can see what it's all about.
Yeah. So going back to the funnel, getting in front of people with a great message, the landing page is essential. Tell
Yes.
us tell us more what you recommend.
Well, in order to create that landing page, you need to research your property on YouTube. You need to do this. You want to locate where your guests have made posts in videos or print and snag them. You want to create a useful list of these links and these pictures. You want that user generated content. You telling the bride is one thing, but her seeing other brides having the fun and the experience, she wants to be part of that too. User generated support is a testimonial to your value. It will bringing in what others have done. You've got these great experience photos. It's not just an empty stage. It's things are happening there and she wants to be a part of it.
That is so great. I couldn't agree more as well, because when people go to a hotel, they find something that the people that work at the hotel don't find. You know,
Exactly.
they see it from a unique angle, and you can't even you couldn't produce it on your own if you tried a lot of times.
Exactly. Exactly. And they all have people in them. So you see people having fun. And that is a really important component to seeing yourself in the experience.
Excellent. And what's the next step?
Okay. So the next thing you need to do is to create 3 levels of packages. Give her some choices. These are going to go on your landing page. So they might be bronze, silver, gold, or whatever creative thing you'd like to call them. This is going to simplify her choices. It's going to inspire her with images and details, and it allows you to develop those upsell options.
Right.
Um,
Are you a diva, queen, or goddess?
oh, I like that. I really do. That's even better than bronze, silver, and gold because it ties into the emotions she's feeling at this
Hmm.
time in her experiences. So, great opportunity.
Excellent.
So,
And the the page that we showed, you they were really good on photos, and at the bottom it said you can share this link, but they didn't have the opt-in bait piece,
and
and
that would be a
that's
much
a big
better thing.
miss.
So, you're absolutely right, Jeremiah. What they should have there is a link for her to provide her email and download her the brochure and share a printout version with her friends. And that gives you the option then of reaching out to her directly via email. So,
Ex-
yes,
Excellent. I couldn't agree more. From a man's point of view, if you see a beautiful woman and you don't get her phone number, you are a fool.
very true.
You're a
You can,
fool.
you're a
If,
fool.
even if you had a great conversation, whatnot, if you don't find a way to keep the conversation going, you're
Okay.
kind of missing out. And another thing on the autoresponder emails, we need to realize that these brides are so busy getting ready for the big day. If you're not in front of them on an ongoing basis, you'll get lost even faster.
Exactly. So, in those autoresponders, what we're going to do is intrigue her with experiences. One of them might feature a day in a life
There you
and
go.
show her what she could be doing from the time she gets up there until she stops and has that free margarita or a glass of wine or however she winds down her day. But you want to keep it one idea and remember just one idea in an email and make it about the experiences she could have there. One unique type of experience per email, and then always, always have that link where she can contact you, reach out to you, schedule her visit to come see you.
Perfect. I think we had one more. There we go. The social media feed.
Yeah, so now you can use some of those collected images that you gathered when you were doing your research and share them on Instagram in a series of posts. Again, you're using user-generated graphics, so it's got a lot more power than if it was pictures you took just out wandering around the property. So we have people having experiences and having a great fun, and that's going to generate the most excitement out there in the social media exchange, because you want pictures that are going to excite them about sharing, talking about it, getting social. You're also going to have a link there to take them to the landing page and the free download where you collect their email. So using social media is very powerful and it's free. It's advertising you don't have to pay for. However, you can boost it with a very targeted pay-per-click on Google. So it can work well together. Each one of these is dependent on the others. If we don't do all of them interconnected, instead of having a funnel, you're going to have a colander with holes in it, and those leads are going to seep away. So you want to have it all tied together, each one linked to the next, so that you've got a non-leaky funnel, and those brides come to you.
Excellent.
It's a lot of work to do this, but it is something you can do yourself. And when you have it in place, it's going to put you in a very, very unique, enviable position.
And it'll be working for you 365 days a year for as long as you want to do this. And then you can also expand its niche. If it's not just brides to be, but grooms to be, or his party as well, right?
Exactly. On your landing page, you could have maybe 3 icons and talk about the bridesmaid retreats. And of course, if you bring the brides there and they have a fabulous time, when one of those bridesmaids decides to get married, you're going to be high in her thoughts. It could also be milestone birthdays or celebrating life events like kicking cancer or another great milestone. So anytime that they can be encouraged to escape for health and wellness, you can capitalize on it and offer them a fabulous experience that they will remember for years.
That's great. And every time they take a picture, they post it on social media, you then take it and you put it on your social media feed. And so it just grows organically.
That's great. That's a wonderful service. So
excellent.
So it is a lot of work, but it's something that's certainly very doable. But if it's not something that you or your staff want to do, you can make it. We've made it easy for them. And Jeremiah, I'll let you explain how we made it easy for them.
Sure. Well, I always believe that the pros can do things faster and easier than me. So on this subject, I really recommend everybody talk with Judy, do a consulting session with her. So we've set up an initial consulting session, and I will put up the button where you can click that. And let me switch screens for just a second to do that. Okay. So here is the button on the right, and just click that and you'll go to a landing page where you'll get more details about how to set up your consulting session with Judy. With 30 years experience with that natural ability that you get when you work in an industry and understanding how to make upsells, I really think it's best to go with the expert. So really, thank you so much for bringing this subject to our attention. I see the potential. I see how easy it could be for any hotel that has weddings to just branch out a little bit and create an entirely new stream of revenue. It's very, very cool.
It's pretty exciting, and the numbers are absolutely amazing. So, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed doing the presentation with you.
Perfect. So everybody just click on the link on the right. That will let you schedule your consulting session. And thank you so much for listening. Judy, have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye now.